It's time to bust out those swords and sifters. We're doing some separating today. What's going on, y'all? My name is Sean Taylor, a journeyer on this trip called life, passing through, sharing some tips, tricks, and tools we can all use to really help us find clarity and gain direction in life. And in this video, we're covering the stage of separation, the third step in this alchemical process. Now, the stage of separation utilizes the air element and the masculine element. Now, it utilizes the air element because it starts to involve that spirit. Now that we've burned away that ego, dove into the depths of the emotion and the subconscious, we start to be able to see the separation between that wheat and the chaff that we have, and our spirit becomes enlivened because we've removed that ego aspect, and our spirit becomes more animated. Our spirit becomes inspired. Our spirit becomes inspired because we've taken that ego out of that driver's seat. We're no longer on autopilot. And in this process of separation, we get a distinct picture. We get a distinct picture of what we don't want. And our spirit becomes enlivened. It's like, yes, this is what I want right here. And so you become more animated. You take that action. You might have heard the saying, so I think, as I feel, so I act. And we have those first two steps. So I think, the calcination, so I feel, the dissolution, and this is where we take action and start taking in actionable steps towards these goals that we want. We become aligned with our spirit. We start moving forward, and it's like we're panning for gold. We pick up and start panning, and we remove all that sediment out of our lives, and we start picking up these gold pieces and start accumulating them. And well, when you start to see that take shape, your spirit, it becomes excited. It's starting to gain control, put yourself back in that driver's seat. And this is a really beneficial part of the whole process because, well, you start accumulating that gold. You start seeing how this builds, adds up, and you start getting more of these actionable steps. We've been referring to the overindulgence of drinks and drugs, and we can continue with that because through this process of separation, at least in my journey, some of the golden nuggets that I've taken away was, hey, I'm not feeling like shit the next day. Or, hey, I'm not going out to the bar spending ungodly amounts of money. I have a little more change in my pocket, which I can appreciate. We may notice that we might start getting more energy, feeling a little lighter because we've gone through and sifted away all that extra sediment. We're not carrying that extra weight. We're not placing our focus on these intrusive thoughts because we sifted them out and discarded them. And we've been accumulating more of that true self and true essence. In this stage is where we really need to start developing the courage to take a new action or not to take the previous actions that we were. It takes courage to step in that new way of living, the new way of being, and we can get it all right in the mind, we can get it right in the feel, but unless we take that action, we're actually never going to really take that next step and manifest it. We're not going to realize it because we can get it all right in the head and the heart, but if we're not actually doing what we feel and think we should be doing, we're not going to get the result. We're not going to be able to bear that fruit that we desire. Once again, we must utilize this viveka, this intelligent discrimination, and be able to discern that wheat from chaff. We're able to sift out all the shit that we don't want, or take that sword and cut it away. And by doing this, we start to remove all the stuff that we don't want. It simultaneously brings us closer to what we do. And we continue to refine our clarity and move us closer to that goal. Move us closer to our own goals. Get us closer to what we want and desire. And that's what this whole entire separation process is about. Figuring out what that spirit wants. Not letting that ego stay in control. Panning for that gold. Finding those nuggets and accumulating them while you get rid of all that shit. that's not you, that doesn't serve you, that you don't need no more, that's weighing you down. And when you get rid of all that shit, well, you start flying high, baby. You start feeling more energized. You're not weighed down. You start soaring. So this separation process is a great process. We start to feel more energized because, well, we're starting to see that gold. We're able to pan for it. We're able to take that pan from that dissolution, sift through the sediment, pick out those gold pieces, and become more of yourself. Accumulate your gold. So, what did we learn here today? We learned that we're back in that action step in this process of separation. We're starting to get clearer on what we do want and getting clearer on what we don't want. And as we go through this process of separation, we start getting clearer and more in tune with our spirit because, well, we're not letting that ego stay in that driver's seat. We're taking back control. We're able to separate that shit from shinola, take that gold and nurture that, accumulate that, bring it with you forward. We learned that as we go through this process and separate all the shit that we don't need, we may gain more energy because we're not diverting our energy to where it was before. Like with the drinking, I'm not feeling like shit the next day, so I have more energy to move forward. I'm not spending all my monies at the bar. I have more money to move forward. And so by cutting away, we're also gaining more of ourselves. It's an interesting process. So let's think about this for a second. We're cutting away all those actions that we don't need to do anymore. We're not spending all that time on autopilot doing shit that we don't want to do anymore. Imagine how that starts building up and piling momentum in a direction that you do want to go. It can add up pretty quick. It can take us to new levels, soar us to new heights, and well, we harvest more of that gold from ourselves, and we become more of who we truly are, and we accumulate more of that divine essence within us. To reveal ourselves, we must separate away all that which is not us. And by separating all the shit that's not us, we reveal more of ourselves. It's like having that brick of marble, and by separating all the stuff that's not the actual sculpture, it reveals the sculpture. And this is the part of the process that we're going through right now. And it takes that courage to take those new actions, take those new steps, or not to repeat those same steps that you were doing that got you in those situations. Yeah. I'm going to continue on this walk, get some more fresh air. Give a like if you got some fresh air today. And then, again, more bonus points if you got your ass in the grass and got a little grounding in. Join us in our next video where we begin to combine the conscious and the subconscious in the act of conjunction, where we start taking more, well, conscious action of what we're doing and moving and bringing that gold that we've gathered through this separation process with us forward. This is a wonderful journey where we start uncovering ourselves and becoming more incorporated, a journey where we become more incorporated with our true selves, our true calling. We're not running on autopilot. We're not running somebody else's script. It's our script. We got the pen in our hand and we start writing the chapter. We start writing the story. Comment down below. What's something you're going to separate yourself from? Something that you've seen through this process of, hey, I don't need this anymore. Time to cut it away. I'm going to continue this walk, get some more fresh air. Give it a like if you got your ass in the grass. Peace and much love, y'all. Catch you in the next one.